G'day and welcome to 762 Media. My name's Lucas. I'm usually the cameraman, editor, producer, whatever you have on 762 Media. It's usually me. Today, I thought I'd make a slightly different video to what we've normally done on this channel. Instead of real trains or live steam model trains, we're going to actually do a drawing of an engine that hasn't existed since 1929. In the background, since I was like a little kid, I've always done drawings of steam engines. It's the only thing I'm good at drawing, actually. We're going to draw this out of grey lead, actually, and it's going to be a copy of this engine, which is Locomotive 2A. Now, 2A is quite an interesting engine for the Victorian narrow gauge. It was the second engine built after Locomotive 1A. It was one of the two that was built at the Baldwin Locomotive Works in the USA in 1898, and it was shipped out here to be used on the Wangaratta to Whitfield line, which was at that time under construction. I've actually got a model of 1A, which is that one right there. That was made by Argyle Loco Works back in the start of the year, actually, 2025. Gorgeous, isn't it? Anyway, back to this drawing. So what I do with my locomotive drawings is I trace a photo, usually using baking paper or something like that, photocopy it, and then I only do like the light outline of them, and then I do all the details freehand, and that's what we're going to do today. So I've actually already done the tracing, which I don't know if you can see it. I think you can. So yeah, I've done the tracing using this photograph I got off the Public Records Office website of Locomotive 2A. It was an official Victorian Railways photograph back in 1898 when the engine first entered service. Interesting fact about 2A. Well, there's a couple actually. Firstly, the cylinders are not conventional. What they were called were Vauquelin compound cylinders. Basically what they were 4 cylinders instead of 2, with a high pressure and low pressure cylinder, basically to use extra amounts of steam. Some engines were successful with it, others weren't. In the end, the 2 engines that were fitted with Vauquelin compound cylinders here in Victoria, 2A and 4A, but 4A was one of the Newport-built engines, entered service on the Gembrook line. They were way too costly to continue running, and they were actually a couple of the first engines to be cut up. 2A was scrapped in 1929, and 4A was 1936, I think, from memory. So yeah, rather short lives, but they found a knack of working quite well on the Whitfield line, and 2A was actually the only engine to stay on one line during the entirety of its working life on the Victorian narrow gauge. Only ran on the Whitfield line. There's no record of it going anywhere else apart from there. So it's quite interesting. Because of that, every engine, every NA class locomotive ran on the Gembrook line except 2A. So you can't say that 17 of them ran on the Gembrook line, you can only say 16 did. So yeah, anyway. So I actually did the tracing of this back in March. I'm filming this at the end of November. So I did the tracing of it, as you can see there. And I've done a A3 size photocopy of it, which I'm going to do. This is what I'm starting with. So pretty basic, there's not much details. All I've done is what I needed from the tracing to make it look right, because I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to loco drawings, and doing it by eye, in my sense, well, for me, is rather difficult. We're only going to use grey lead with this too. I don't normally do colour unless I'm like really invested in getting the colours right. The good thing with this is if I want to do colour, which I still might, I've got an example to follow the colours with. And I probably won't be able to get the exact same light ivy green that Argyle got on their engine, but it might be close. So yeah, let's get to it. Alright, so one thing for a start is the print may not look level, and that's correct because the photo, as you can see, was on a bit of an angle itself. So we're following that fine. One thing I didn't do on the tracing was adding the headlight. In fact, I'll get 1A's headlight to show you. So the headlights on 1A and 2A were actually a bit different to the Victorian Railways marker lamps. Some people say, oh no, they're the same. They're not. These are actually square, well, a square top, where the, sorry, I'll start that again. These are a rectangular shape going around it, where the marker lamps on the NAs are square. So that's how you differentiate the Baldwin lamps versus the Victorian Railways lamps. So what I'm actually going to do in this drawing is I'm going to add in the the Baldwin headlamps on the front of the engine, like in the photograph. So the first pencil we're going to use is a HB. I've also got a ruler that I've been using since I was 12. First thing I do with these is I do where the rail is going to go in the drawing eventually. One other thing to note, I am left-handed. So there we go. I don't normally worry about the other line until a bit later on. But what we'll do is we'll go from the start of the engine, and we'll work our way back. Get there. there you have it. This drawing is pretty much done. It's probably the quickest one I've ever done. But there we are. So I've decided to do just the locomotive itself. What I might actually do instead is I'll do a before and after. So that's the photograph I was following. And there's the drawing. It's not perfect, but I'm still pretty happy with it. I decided to do my standard, doing grey lead shading instead of doing colours on this one, and I did all the rivets by hand as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Hope you enjoyed something different on 762 Media. If you enjoyed this sort of videos and you want to see me do more drawings of steam locomotives, be sure to put that in the comment section. Without further ado, please like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on 762 Media.